Hey, you guys can hear me
Hello.
well? Hello. Dorian, we cannot hear you. Hello. Oh, try now. Nope. Let's try again. Wait. Try now? No. Maybe you have to exit and go again. We still cannot hear you. Let's see. Hmm. Hey guys, I'm here with Mauricio. I'm Diogo, CEO of SounDigital USA. Mauricio works in our international sales. We are just waiting Dorian here to start the live. He'll be here shortly. We just had a issue with the audio. Let's see. Let's see. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Yes, now we can
Good
hear you.
now.
All right, now we got it.
Okay. So, guys, basically, the idea of this, basically a Q&A session for you guys. So, if you guys have any questions about some digital products, Ground Zero products, we are here to answer for you. Dorian is gonna go talk a few details about some solutions that's working for him. Dorian's our head of product development for Power Sports, and he's here to answer all your questions. So, feel free to ask anything. Dorian?
Hey, everybody, how's it going? I'm Dorian Thomas. I'm, as Diogo said, I'm head of product development for Ground Zero and SounDigital, and I also own Blaze Performance Cycles. And I've been working with SounDigital now for a little over 2 years, and basically have been just really just trying to do the best we can and what's the words I'm looking for to just make everything better. And it's not that there was anything wrong to start with. It's just there's always room for improvement. And we've been trying to get a lot of products out on the market, and some of the existing products are still doing wonderful. But with the release of the new Evo X and the new Blast Basket Jeezys, and then the new SPL series, and there's a lot more coming down the line. The rest of the Evo X amplifiers will be coming out probably within the next 3 to 4 weeks. Except for the 2400, it may go a little bit longer, but you guys will just have to wait for that one just a little bit. But I'm pretty sure we got the 801 coming out. We've got the 3000, 5000, 8000, 12,000. And I think that's some of the stuff that's coming out on the horizon. So I would like to see. I'm gonna go out in a little while here. I'm gonna show you some stuff that I have done and stuff that I recommend to use. And it's not necessarily products. It's just
this one they have to wait, right, Dorian? This one they have to wait a little bit.
Yeah, I have to wait a little bit on that one. And you know what? I want that one worse than I want any of them right now, because that's gonna. For the size of that amp's going to be, it's smaller than the existing 1204 that we had out, which was the 1204 Evo 2. But the 2400 is smaller than that, and basically twice the power. So the way I see it is, with the way these systems are going already on these motorcycles, for the people who just want to run all their stuff off 1 amp, or maybe 2 amps that have been running 4 and 5 amps to do the same thing, it's just going to be a game changer. It's because of the size and because of the power output. I'm really excited to get that amp in the stable. With the release of the Evo X, I've done a lot of I'm sorry, will the 3000 Nano be getting replaced by the 3000 Evo X? So that's a yes. That is going to be the new 3000 Nano. I mean, the new 3000 Evo X is going to be the same size as the Nano, correct? If I'm not mistaken, I haven't gotten one yet. I'm anxiously waiting on the new Evo X 3000. Yes, that is going to be replacing the Nano. Same size, better internal components. And it's going to have the new Evo X look. I'm really excited to. I'm excited to get the 5,000s and 8,000s too, because we've started putting those into bikes and side by sides, and yeah, definitely. Let's see, and just want to say thank you, Carlos, for coming on and asking some questions. Feel free. I'd like, if it's possible, in the future, I'd like to get you on here and get some of your expertise down the road for everybody, because you're very well respected in the industry. And man, when I have a problem or I can't find something, Carlos is the guy I actually call. And I'll tell everybody that. Carlos, I say, hey man, I've got some serious issues here. Talk to me. And Carlos will really, NVS Audio up in Jersey, man. If anybody's up around that way, you need anything, hit him up. He's top notch. One of the people I've met that I consider one of the best in the industry. Let's see. I see a lot of questions. We got best amp size to run a 6.5 and 8-inch yellow basket. Okay, so depending on how you want to run these, are you going to run them vocal, or are you going to run the 8-inch yellow? The yellow basket's probably a better suited speaker for low frequency. I personally don't run the yellow basket as a vocal speaker. And it does really well as a mid bass 8. You run 4 of them in a bag, 2 of them in a bag. But to run those, if I'm running 4 in a bag, I run a 1601. People may disagree with me. I like a lot of headroom. I like a lot of power. I've always ran more power than I need on everything, just because I feel like they sound better, cleaner, and you have a lot of room for expansion later. For the 6.5s, you could probably get away with running a 404 bridged on those, 200 watts a piece. On the yellow baskets, I'd run an 804 bridged. That's what I would do. You can get away with less, but again, that's how I like to power them. What else we got?
Hey, Dorian, I think this one is very good from Chris. He's asking about, not because besides the smaller footprint, what's the change? So I will show this screen here that we have. I think I'm going to explain this one.
Yeah.
So you can see here. So this is a little bit of the changes, that we have done in the Evo X. So basically, the Evo X, we have been working for 3 years, developing this line. On these 3 years, how we have learned from the motorcycle market, from the US market, all the things that people were asking, especially in the US. So we have done a lot of improvements. So the amplifiers are not just smaller, but they're much, much better. So we have done a lot of upgrades. You can see here on the screen some of the things that we have done with the amplifiers, a lot of changes in the sound quality, reliability. So we have done many, many improvements. What can you say about this, Dorian? Oh, Mauricio?
Go ahead, Mauricio.
Want to say something?
So something that is really important and that I like to point out is people usually ask them this question about the differences from the upgrades we make, because they see the same power rating, but the improvements we usually do are to bring more quality. And one thing that is nice to measure this improvement in quality, for example, the 800.4, the signal to noise ratio on this amplifier is 3 dBs better than the previous one. So always the quality of the amplifiers are getting improved, not only power ratings. We try to make same power ratings because they are already successful and well known in the market, but with way better quality.
I agree. Y'all said it all, man. I don't have to say anything. I've had the amps. I've probably had the Evo X longer than anybody in industry at this point, other than the factory, because we debuted these at SEMA, and I've found that one, the sound quality of the Evo X is far superior in the frequencies from probably 300 to 400 up, from in my personal experience. They are they're very crisp and clean, and if you pair them with the Jeezy, obviously the Jeezy has already been known for being a very, very clean, crisp, bright speaker. And one of the things I've been able to notice with the Jeezys and this amp is I can actually warm them up a little bit through the mid range, and they still hold it because the power is better. That's one of my, and obviously the size. In our industry, size means everything. In fact, in a lot of industries, but especially in the motorcycle industry, with the side by sides, it's always there's the size of the amp just blew me away when I first saw it. When he showed it to me back in August, I was like, "What is that?" I was like, "What is that? The new 252?" And he's like, "No, it's 804." I'm like, "What? Come on, man, really?" And so this was at Knowledge Fest. He's like, "Man, don't show nobody. Don't take any pictures." And I'm like, "Come on, man." Let's see. What is the best Evo X amp to run with 4 6.5 Neos and 210 flat subs? Okay, so the best, all right, for 4 6.5 Neos, and if you're talking about the black baskets or the red baskets, for the black baskets, you can get away with running an 804. I personally like running the 1204 on all 4 6.5. It just gives you a little bit more, like I said, more room, more power. And for the 10-inch GZ flat subs, the 801 is going to be the sub to run with those, or the Evo X to run with those when they get released. You can run them off of 804 now. I want to say you could, if I think they're dual 2. So if they're dual 2, you can run them in series and in parallel, and run them bridged, and you get 400 to each. But I wouldn't recommend that. I'd wait for the 801 if that's what you really want to do, or go to a 1201 standard Evo right now until the 801 comes out if you have to have something right now.
Yeah, I will answer this one, Dorian. So Nick is asking, so the issue that you are saying here, I recommend you contact our RA department. Jacob can assist you. Just send an email to ra@sounddigitalusa.com, and because you definitely have something wrong with your amplifier. There probably maybe some cold solder or something is going on with your amplifier. So just contact our RA guys, and they'll take care for you right away.
Cool. Yeah, that was and that's something else that I've noticed on the older 1204s. The fan was an issue on a couple of them, but that was very rare. But if you tap the top of it, it would make a little noise and then it would go away. But that's definitely Jacob can take care of you for sure. GCCM red baskets is heavyweight. Okay, so I'm all right, Frankie. All right, so the GCCM red basket is heavyweight. GCCM yellow basket is light middle, and the new GCCM Neo is more musical. Would this be a correct way to go about sales? Actually, I don't know if I would go at it like that. I would say more like there's a place for everything. It just depends on what. I don't know if I'd go heavyweight, middleweight, lightweight. I would say tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. If that would kind of like be a better you got your beginning, your intermediate, you've got your
good, better, best scenario.
Yeah, kind of like that, because your red basket's going to be the most expensive, the loudest, and it's not necessarily, and it's the brightest speaker that I've ever heard when it's really, really screaming. But there's a place for all of them. So the new SPL series, GZCM 6.5 and 8. I really like this speaker for the price point on this speaker. They're amazing for how they sound. Their frequency response is good. I played them from 150 up as a mid range. On the 8, I can play it down to about 130. But it's definitely a mid range. It's not a mid bass. If you want to do mid bass in an 8 or a 6.5, you need to use the GZC-K. The GZC-M is more for competition / just want to be loud. That's your loudspeaker. But for the price point of the new GZC-M, it's a really good speaker. I've started using it in some of the applications. I've built a couple bikes with them already. In fact, I'm going to show one here in a little bit. It's got a combination of everything in it. It's got the black baskets, the red baskets, the green, yellow. It's got the GZC M19s and
the whole rainbow.
It's all in one bike. And it's got all the new Evo X's and a DSP. So, but I would just say this is your beginner, intermediate. And I wouldn't say that the GCCM, the SPL series, is really a beginner speaker, because it's not. It's just a ferrite speaker instead of being a Neo. So it doesn't quite fit in all the places as good as the Neo because of the mounting depth and the size of the magnet. It will fit in the Harley, though, in the pods with some modification. You have to use a heat gun and modify the pods, but they fit in all the Speed by Design lids. The 8-inch does. I've put it in all of them, so they all work very well. Go ahead for your next question.
Okay, we have another one here.
What we got? All right, Dorian, what's up? I'm running 8 6.5 DD audio and 2 8-inch DD Redline. What amps do you recommend? Right now, I have a 3001 Terramp and on the subs and a Stealth 804. Okay, so if you've got 8 6.5 DD audios, I would run 2 804s. I'm sorry, excuse me. That's 2 1204s on the 8 6.5s, a 2-ohm version. Granted, they're the VO8, the VO 6.5s. I'm not really sure which ones you have, so you might. But if it were me, 4 of them up front, 4 of them in the back. I guess that's how you have them. Again, I'd run 2 1204s, one for the front 6.5s, one for the back 6.5s, and depending on the 8-inch DD Redline, is that the 508? I'm guessing, and if that's the case, how many do you have? You only have 2 8-inch DD Redlines, so you could probably get away with a 1601 on those. I mean, I don't think you would need a 3000. It just depends on how you have them set up and what's your application. If you want to get a little bit more information on that, you can PM me after this, and I'll be glad to answer your questions if I can get some more information.
Okay, let's see. One more here. So Elias is saying hello to Mauricio and Diogo. Hello, my friend. Let me see. Oh, here, this one I'm going to answer. Here. So Chris, again, he's asking about is Jeezy DSP getting any upgrades? So, this is something that Dorian was working a lot, with our guys in Germany. Ground Zero has done a lot of upgrades. We will have a new DSP coming out really soon. That's going to be really good for the bikes. We have done a lot of sound quality upgrades, and I think you guys are going to really like it. So this is coming soon. A couple more months maybe, and then we will have it for you guys. Let's see. I'm currently okay. Let's see this one, Jason.
Okay, I'm currently running 4 6.5 flat baskets with an 804, 2 compression drivers on 252, and 2 Fatale Pro RS350s on 1601. If there's anything, would you change? Let's see. I'd put more power on the four black baskets. Get a 2-ohm 1204. Compression drivers. And do you have any other horns on? If you have any horn tweeters on the bike, I would do a 404 instead of a 252. It's just a little bit cleaner power. Fatale, I mean, look, again, if anybody knows anything about how I build a motorcycle, I pretty much double the RMS on everything I build.
Be careful there, man.
No, I said I didn't say again, I. But that's, everybody sees what I build. They see the pictures I see. But so if it says it's 150 watt RMS, I'd try to, I bridge an 804 but I tune it. It's so much of it has to do with your tune. You can get, for instance, like Cyclops, the blue and black heavyweight I have, Ken Strickland's bike. That bike, I've got the 4 black baskets in the front right now running off an 804 in stereo. That doesn't mean that's what I wanted to do at the time, but they didn't have any Evo X's 1204s, and the whole bike was built. This was in October of last year. Now, as soon as the 2400 hits, I'm going to take out probably 4 804s and replace them with 2 2400s. Yeah. And then again, look at Mauricio. He's just laughing. He just, but the Fatale is like a 1601. Depending on which ohm load you have, if you have the 8 ohm, you need the 4. If you have the 4 ohm, you need the 2. The 3001 on the Fatales, it really likes that amp, but will have a tendency to blow those speakers if you don't watch it with the 3000, because it is too much for those. But that's a good setup, what you've got, man. Unless you're planning on doing some competition stuff, that's going to be a solid setup. If you're going to get into the competition, you may want to boost it up a little bit.
We have another one here that I'm going to answer. So Tom is asking about more information on the speakers, like more technical specification. This is something that we've actually been getting the request for the last few days. So we already have basically all the information, and Ground Zero is going to upload in the website. So I believe, within 1 week, 2 weeks maximum, you can see in our social media, we're going to post all the specification of every single competition speaker.
So
okay.
I can add to that a little bit too. Now, if you go into the data sheet if you go to downloads on their website and go into the data sheets, it does have a lot more information there. It's not, but you have to go look for it. You have to kind of dig into it. So just that'll give you all the specs, especially on subwoofers. Those are the ones that you're going to really can be concerned. Subwoofers and mid-bass drivers. A lot of times people don't post X-Max on mid-bass drivers because they don't expect them to be pushed like a sub like we do in the bikes. But yeah, that's it's a huge deal.
So we have here our friend from Hawaii, Travis. So this one, maybe we cannot tell the secret yet, Dorian.
Come on, man. Let me get
not yet.
No, a good coaxial to run into fairings. We love pros, but the magnet sizes cause some issues. So what do you? You can run. So until we get a coaxial in the Ground Zero line, so I guess the problem is the GZCF. Is it the GZCF? So I don't use that speaker. Yeah, the
GZCF 165
250. So I don't use that speaker much because of the foam surround and the paper cone. It's not very well in the elements. It's a great sounding speaker. It's super loud. The compression driver is good, but we're working on something. You have to give us a little bit more time. Until the time being, you could actually run. One of the things that I would do would be, depending on what kind of bike you have, if it's a street glide or a road glide, there's plenty of places that you can put a horn tweeter like the GZCT. If it's a straight rider bike and you don't want to deal with that, I run the Neo black baskets, or you could run the SPL series. The Neo black baskets are a direct drop in the pods on especially 13 and down. So I see that. In a 13 and down, I would run a set of black baskets and a set of horns. I like that setup. I'm not a particular great fan of a coaxial speaker when it comes to, especially, I like being able to control them a little bit more. And when I have coaxials, I tend to do some different things with them that most people won't, because they buy a coaxial for a reason, which is space. But there is some stuff coming that will be great for this industry. I just can't talk about it just yet because it's not out.
Yeah, we have one more here that's interesting. How do you set up the gain on the amplifiers?
I use a DD1 and voltage, a meter. The clip light is there for your safety, but it's and I'll tell you where you can go. If you go to Steve Mead's website, which is DMR Engineering. Is it DMR Engineering? Steve Mead. There's so many articles.
It's the West Coast DB1. Let me check. West Coast DD1.
I use the DD1, and like I said, I use the DD1 and a voltmeter.
Yeah.
And honestly, depending on what you're trying to drive and how you set it up, if you need any more tech, or if you can't find what you're looking for there, just shoot me a PM, call my shop, and I'll be glad to walk you through the process to make sure you're set up right.
Mm-hmm.
And again, and that's something I want to talk about. Sometimes, my messenger, it goes off so much. If you guys try to contact me, the best thing to do, if you have a technical question and you're not just calling to just randomly talk, you can hit me up via email. You can email Jacob at SounDigital USA. You can email Diogo, and it'll all get forwarded to me. I'm just very, very, very busy. And I'm not trying to, like I said, I try to talk to everybody. I try to get everybody out there. I try to answer everybody's questions. Sometimes it's just hard to get to everybody because there's so many people wanting information. And, but if they can't answer the question, they'll immediately forward it to me. And I try to get to it because I go through all my messages in the evening. And Diogo will tell you for sure, there it is. If I'll reply to emails that are 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning because I just don't sleep. So, but yeah, anything you guys need, I'm here for you. I'm a resource. And if I don't know it, I know somebody who does, or I can reach out to somebody who can help you.
So Dorian, I'm going to choose one now that's not so easy to answer. It's a little bit tricky. But check it out. Here we go. Frankie again. Frankie is
Stop calling
sneaky.
me, Frankie. You're not allowed to call me anymore. Okay, comparing the Ground Zero versus PRV versus Bama, dealer in Metro New York are closed-minded, set in their ways. Dorian, before your partnership with HKI, I'm sure you. Well, look, I'm sure you had built Bama or PRV bikes. What is your take? Okay, so here's the deal. I've built bikes with everything in it. There's not a bike that I haven't. There's not a speaker in the pro audio industry that I know of that I haven't tried or used. I use Ground Zero because I want to, not because I had to. And Diogo will tell you this too. Before I ever took the position with Ground Zero and SounDigital, I was using Ground Zero. I was the first person in the bike industry to compete with a Ground Zero bike. It's because I like the way they sound. I like the way they hold up. I mean, I just they're all great. PRV has some good products. They have something, they have a really good 6.5. Their MR 500 is a great speaker. Do I use it? No. But is it something that is a good speaker? Yes. Bama makes some awesome products. They have one of the best 8-inch coaxials I've ever heard. But that doesn't mean, I've used it. I've used them. I begged for the red baskets. I think I was the first person in the US in the bike industry to have red baskets. I had Diogo air me in some. And it's been a learning process. I'll tell you what, it's all about tuning though. Tuning is the biggest thing that I've come into. I don't care what you buy or how much money you spend. If the bike's not tuned correctly or the car's not tuned correctly, it's not going to sound good. And I'm not saying I'm the best tuner in the world by far. I'm learning something new every day. I spend a lot of time reading and researching and listening to what other people do and talking to other shops and just trying to find out what's the best. I've found, how can I say this? I've found that the day that you think you know more than you do is the day that you've quit learning. I just want to make sure that everybody who's asking questions and doing this, that, it's not always about speaker brand. Everybody has something they like. And it's, if they're set in their ways, they're set in their ways. Look, you couldn't get me to get away from SounDigital now if you tried. And it's not because I have the position with them. It's because the customer service, our customer service, I see say theirs because it's kind of still a little bit fresh for me. Well, it is. I mean, it's just, it's the customer service has always been there. I've never had a question I couldn't answer, or I'm sorry, I've never asked a question they couldn't answer, or they couldn't send it to somebody who to answer. There's so many different things and so many different speakers available out there. There's something for everybody. And just because it's not GZ or an SD, look, the industry is growing. And I'll say this. Do I think Bama has some stuff that's better than GZ? Absolutely. Do I think PRV's got some stuff that's better than GZ? No. Do I think? No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke. No, that was a total joke, guys. Really. Do I think that, there's some stuff that's up and coming out there that are really good companies? Yeah. I just like what I like, and I like the way I'm treated when I use, certain products. I'm very brand loyal. And there's a reason for that because, loyalty breeds loyalty. So, I can't thank SounDigital, Ground Zero, and all those guys, everybody, every one of them enough for giving me the opportunity to be where I'm at with this company. And, we've had long conversations about trying to just make things better. And it's not because there's anything wrong with what we have. It's just, why not strive to be the best in your industry? I've always been in one of those situations where I like being on top of what I do. I like being good at my job, but I also like having people that are, having people that are in the same mindset I am. There's never, nobody gets, they don't get complacent. I don't get complacent. I don't stop with something and say, you know what, that's good enough. Nothing's ever good enough in the audio industry. I don't care who you are. Look at the SPL. It just keeps going and going and going. I mean, you've got guys who've been doing this stuff for 30 years and they are still every day trying to do something a little bit better, a little bit more, a little bit different, installing, tuning, building. I've seen some stuff in the last year that has just blown my mind. Guys that have come out of nowhere. I didn't know who they were, where they've come from. I love some of the work. I follow a lot of people that don't even know I follow them because I get ideas. and it's not from in the bike industry. It's more from, boats, cars, trucks, anything. So anyway, what was that last question? I didn't see that. I'm sorry.
So also, one thing that you said, we are always trying to improve the product. That's, now we came up with the Evo X, and also, with Ground Zero, we have a lot of products in development. Dorian knows, some are coming. In a few months, you guys are gonna see a lot of new speakers for the bike. We are really investing a lot of time, a lot of money on the bike market, and I think you guys are gonna really like, the new products. So
I do.
Yeah, we have one here that I can answer. Adam. So Adam is asking, when will you guys go after the sound quality amplifier market and offer a 7-channel monster? Okay, so
you know what? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I have something I'd like to say on this.
Yeah, we cannot go into much detail yet, on new products. But one thing I can say is we did not forget the GAN technology. Like you said, we were the first to develop a GAN amplifier for the car audio. A lot of people don't know that, but we had a really, really amazing sound quality amplifier. We are working on GAN amplifier. I cannot say yet model numbers or not much information. Tommy and Jacob are gonna kill me if I say something, but the GAN amp is coming. The GAN amp is coming, and also we are working on amplifiers with more channels than 4. I cannot say how many, but we are working on that also. So it's coming.
So you always can. There's always this other little company called Jeezy who has the reference series.
Yeah, that's right.
There's some amazing, absolutely amazing stuff that Jeezy makes. For their SQ and the reference. I mean, the build quality on some of these amplifiers is just outrageous.
We have already with Ground Zero, we have a lot of solution. We have a mini 5-channel, which you can use in the bikes. It's very good for power sports. We have the Uranium 6-channel if you want better sound quality. So we do have very nice sound quality amplifiers in the Ground Zero line as well, like Dorian said. Let's see. Let's find more here. This one here. So I think he asked already. So I think this is just a different way of saying it. Both are the same, right? Or efficiency or SPL or efficiency will be the same on the spec of the speaker.
Right? Here we go, Walter. How you doing, Walter? Good to talk to you, man. Why is it listed as SPL on the red baskets and efficiency on the Neo black baskets? Is there a difference in the two? So the you know what, the black basket, let me see if I can find a black basket real quick. I got both right here. So I'm gonna I just grabbed 2 speakers. I'm gonna bring them over here real quick. So the voice coil on the red basket, and this is for 8-inch. The voice coil on the red basket 8-inch is just a little bit bigger. I think it's a 2-inch voice coil on the red basket 8 and an 1.5-inch voice coil on the black basket. And the power, it's all about power handling. It's still an SPL efficiency rating. I think the black basket is a 100 watt per. A sensitivity of 1 watt per meter, and I want to say the red basket is a 98. They're all tested the same. I just think the let me see. I'm actually looking at it. Okay, so I'm sorry, it's a 2-inch and a 2.5-inch difference. And I know this is kind of looking funny, but I'm actually bending down and looking at the box. I don't have it right in front of me. I don't have it memorized what was what. There's so many different speakers. So let's see. Efficiency 95 dB. Okay. Oh, that's the SPL series. I'm looking at the wrong one. Here we go. Here's the Neo. All right. So I'm going to flip my camera around here. Okay. So you have efficiency is 99 dB, 1 watt per 1 meter. And then the SPL is 98 dB, which is the black basket is 1 dB more sensitive. But it means the same thing. I think it's just right on the outside of the box.
Okay, let's see.
Do you have anything else on that?
No, that's it.
Sorry.
Okay. So this one I will answer for. So what's the best SounDigital line for bass? So with the release of the Evo X, basically we are getting the Nano line, the Evo line, the Power line. Everything is we combine into the Evo X. So now all the amplifiers that are one channel, all the monoblocks, the 800, 3K, 5K, 8K, 12, and 20, they're all designed specially for bass. They play up to 500 hertz, so you can use mid bass also, but they will perform the low frequencies, anything 500 and lower, they will be really great performance.
So I got a question for you, and this is just something that one of my favorite amps that was ever produced by SounDigital was the 1601.
Oh yeah.
And why? And I've had this question numerous times over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Why is there no more 1601?
So what we decided to do was we're gonna have a 1200.2, Evo X. So this product, basically, in bridge mode, it will do way over 1200 watts. So it's basically going to have the same or even better performance than the older 1600.1. So basically, the 1200.2 will be able to fill that gap.
Okay, and that's what, like I said, that was probably one of the most top sellers that I have, that I used on a lot of builds. What you got there, Mauricio?
Oh, wait, Mauricio want to talk. There you go. Go ahead.
Regarding the amplifiers for bass, for example, now with the Evo X, we've made an improvement that is really good for the bass heads. That is the absorption system on the PCB. Lots of amplifiers, sometimes, mainly when you hook them or you fix them in the box. But when you're playing really low bass, even if they're not fixed at the box, you may get problems from vibration. The new monoblocks now from the Evo X, they have a special system for to absorb this vibration in order not to harm the PCB or give you any problems. And they also got a good improvement in the sound quality of the amplifier. What I talked earlier about the SNR of the amplifiers, the 5K, for example, the Evo X right now, it was improved from 75 to 86. So it's way better.
And also,
signal to noise.
The copper trace is also, right, Mauricio? The copper traces now are 50% more copper than before.
So I see a question there by Richie Nichols. It says,
okay, let me find.
Show a bike you're working on.
Oh yeah. So let's go. Let's show that.
I actually set one. I'm gonna see if my phone will it. Did it work that time?
Oh yes. Now yes.
Yeah.
Now it worked.
Okay.
Hell yeah, it worked.
So what I've got here. Okay. Let's see if it'll hold. It's not moving on my screen. It's moving in the one on the top right. Is the whole screen moving for you? There we go. Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
So what I've got here, this is a bike I've been working on. It's one of my customers from local here. He's about 45 minutes from me, a place called LaGrange. This is a 2014 Street Glide. It's got a Trask turbo on it, but let's talk about the system in this thing. So, like I said, if you look at it, it's got a little bit of everything. It's got the 1204 Evo X, 404 Evo X, Jeezy processor 48X. It's got the black baskets in the inside, and then the SPL series on the outside, which are either green or yellow. And then we're running a Kenwood 7706 head unit. And then it's got the Jeezy CTs. We take out the gauges and put in the tweeters. Oh, we're moving.
Whoops. Sorry, my bad.
What are you doing there, buddy?
No, my bad. Sorry. There you go.
That's cool. So then we put the tweeters in the gauge pods, and I actually use the original gauge pod and drop the tweeter in it and make it work there, so it looks really good from the other side. So I started taking taking the ring, the writing off these tweeters, because the tweeter ring, because it's so hard to get when you're putting them in these, to get them to line up right. So anyway, but these are just 500s here. And obviously you see the black baskets in those, but this was, and then let's see if it's probably going to connect to my Bluetooth if I do that. So I'm not going to turn it on. But I got the 19N Pro, in the lids there on each side. And then we have the LAF tour pack from Hefe Custom Cycles. It's got a couple 8s in it. It's really good tour pack, man. I like it. Very clean. It's got a 3001 nano pushing the mid bass 10s in the bags, which are the Jeezy CK250 X SPLs, and then we have the 804 pushing the 2 red basket 8s. So this bike has got it's a mixture of everything that's pretty much made for the competition audio or for the bike industry. And the bike sounds really good. It went down to Daytona. It did pretty good. It was relatively new. We had a couple of issues with it we were trying to get worked out, but we got it pretty well cleaned up. We added an interfering to it, and it's got the quad 6.5 interfering on it. So it's really, it's and I like the quad 6.5 street glide fairing. It looks really clean.
So Dorian,
hang on, I'm just giving you another look here. Go ahead.
So how many Evo X do you think we can fit in the fairing there? Huh? What would be the record?
Evo X's, I bet. So in a standard street glide fairing, which I don't have one right here I could show you, or a road glide that I can go and show it, because I don't want to show off a customer's bike that doesn't want their name on. I asked permission to show this bike. Some people just don't want to know. They don't want people to show them what they have in their bike. I probably, in a street glide, if I I modified the fairing support, made my own, I make my own what you would call mounting stuff. So these are screwed down.
Mounting rack, yeah.
Yeah, it's my own amp rack, and there's a really good amp rack out. Lex Rivera makes a really good amp rack for the road glides. Check it out, man. He does some really good stuff. And like I said, Hefe does really good with their rings for the 10 inches in the bags. And I use all OFC cable. And I was going to show you guys something else. What I do, I kind of just laid this stuff out here on the table so you could kind of look at it. Oops, hang on. Got to move something out of the way there. So anyway, so what we got here, one of the things that make an install on these motorcycles it's crucial that you use good supplies, good wire, good RCAs. And obviously if you're going to use an amp that's, here's a 400, 800 and the 1200, but this is the 48X with the Bluetooth dongle. All of the new Evo X's have a high level input. So you have those here and here, and it's a simple plug that you can plug in, that you can either use a stock head unit, and you can actually use high level on the DSP if you want to, or you can Bluetooth directly to the DSP through the Ground Zero. That way you don't even have to have a source unit if you don't want to have one. But I was just kind of giving you an idea. Always use really good supplies, all OFC wire. This is some new stuff that Excess Power's come out with. It's 100% OFC. That's 1 gauge. That if you're powering up some serious stuff, you need serious wire to go with it. So this is an idea. Here's 8 gauge here, and I use ferrules on a lot of setups, especially on your power and ground. So with the ferrule, if you get the crimping tool, you put the ferrule on it. It just makes it a very clean install. And also what it does is it keeps the wires from kind of fraying out and touching each other, especially because if you look at this on the Evo X, and I know that we've had some questions about this, why is there only 6 inputs when it's a 4-channel amp? There should be 8. Well, if you look, they have a shared positive negative in the middle of each one. So when you're putting together, you're going to do positive. If you're going to wire it in stereo, obviously you'll do positive, and then you'll tie the positive and negative together, and then you'll go negative. Or if you want to bridge, you go to the 2 outside where it says bridge, and this is a 4 ohm, so it'd be a 4 ohm bridged. But what I was saying about I'm going to try to hold this and show you. So the ferrule fits directly in to the amp, just like this. So now when you stick the wire into that, you'll strip the wire back, and there's a special crimp tool. When you stick that in, now that's the look you have. Not only does it look good, it protects the wire ends from pulling out because it is a screw terminal. So that's a key thing. Obviously, when you're doing your connections, or glare here, I know when you're doing your connections to your battery, I always use copper lugs, ring terminals, and there's a certain way that I use these. I don't crimp them. They all get soldered in. And it's a very simple process. If anybody wants to learn, I may do a tutorial on it. It just makes things it makes it foolproof. If you're going to be doing installs, get yourself a good meter. Get a good meter. There's some things out here that I'm talking about. Like when you're tuning, I use a DMRTA. I use a rolling quad capture with Smart. And then I have a couple more mics over there, but these were the three that I picked out. Different mics used for different things. And it's always a learning experience when you're tuning. I've had so many people tell me to tune different ways, and you know what? I've tried them all, and I've kind of made my own thing. And people, I can walk into any show or any place where anybody's buying or playing bikes, and I can tell you who's tuned that bike 9 times out of 10. If it's somebody that's in a competition bike, because I just know how everybody tunes, or you think you do. But you can, everybody has their own sound. Everybody is, how can I put this? They're either deaf to a frequency, or they really like a certain frequency. So, and that's not a bad thing, because that just there's diversity in the tuning. So I wanted to show you guys something. So here's the difference between the 8-inch SPL series and then the black basket. It's the same, it's the same. They're both 8-inch. Now we have a ferrite magnet on the back of the, on the green here, the SPL. And then we have a Neo on the back of the black basket. So obviously you can see the difference in size of the magnet structure. But one of the good things is obviously they've added the push terminals on the like the Jeezy CKs used not to have push terminals, and I begged them. I said, please get us push terminals, get us push terminals, get us push terminals. And Carl and Nico decided, okay, fine, we'll give him what he wants. So we got him. And then here's your red basket. There's the 3 that are in line right now. Those are the 3 8-inch speakers that Ground Zero offer. They'll all fit in the lids. The red basket actually needs to be modified some. A lot of times you've got to do some minor modifications to the bag lid hardware, not necessarily the lid, but the hardware, to get the red basket in there, because it is a little bit bigger in size than the if you'll look, you can see red all the way around it. That's because it's a larger diameter basket. It's a very well built speaker. The red basket is probably one of my favorite speakers ever made, especially the 6.5s. I've built quite a few bikes with a lot of these 6.5s. And then obviously you've got Cyclops here, one of the louder bikes I've built. I can show you a little thing we got. So this is an 8001 in a motorcycle. Whoever would have thought, right? I mean,
12,000 next, right?
It's coming. I'm getting ready to make that order in the next day or two. No, it's it could fit. The 12,000 would fit in here. It's just, do I have a need for it yet? I don't think I quite have big enough bags for a 12,000, but this thing might need that.
Maybe.
We've already had that conversation, so I'm gonna walk back in the office here. But if there's anything, let's see if there's any more questions. We're going on an hour here.
We have a good one here.
On this all night.
Yeah, we have a good one from our friend Jeff. How are you, Jeff? So he's asking, what other products does SounDigital Ground Zero offer to help with a complete sound solution? I think one thing that we can talk about a little bit, Dorian, is the sound deadening. How we have all the Ground Zero sound deadening. I think that would be very interesting, for the people watching.
Absolutely. You know what? I don't know. I don't think I have. So they offer a couple different applications for sound deadening. They have a door kit that is very, very nice. There we go. I'm talking to myself here. They have a very nice door kit that they offer that is it's a 3-step kit that I think it has the aluminum sheet with the butyl behind it. Then it has a foam layer, and then there's another thing. Like I said, I don't have one here right now to show. I used it all last couple of weeks. They offer that. They offer, let's see. They offer all kinds of things in Germany that I really wish you guys would bring here. They have them really
Yeah, we are working on. So we are working on some cables, some RCAs, some more things that we're planning to bring to you guys. So we are working on many solutions. So we're gonna have a lot of things coming very soon.
Hey, Jeff, man, I hadn't heard from you in a while, man. You must be just super busy down there, either that, your coronavirus, and up in the house. What's going on, bud?
It's building too many bikes, I think,
I know, right?
Yeah.
Jeff's making all
Let's
the
see.
money down there in South Florida.
Let's see if we have more. Oh, so someone here is asking what kind of battery, how many batteries do you have in Cyclone? That's
I just bet it hasn't come up yet.
let's see. He's saying he's busy.
There you go. Yeah, I bet. I know the feeling.
Let me find here. Wait. I have the red basket. Let's see. We have many questions. Let's see. You can see how many. Okay, let's see. So what else? Oh, compare the Evo X and the amps on mine for size comparison.
Oh, yeah, I can do that real quick. Hang on. I know it. Yeah. So, and if everybody hasn't seen this yet, I can show you. So, for an instance,
that's a good comparison.
It is. It really is. So here's an 804. Let me see if I can pull. I really wish he would stop texting me. Brian Bolte, if you're watching this thing, I'm on a live, man. I can't answer your text message. Let's see. All right, let me open this. Here's a 1204. I'm not going to walk over there where his bike's at because there's just too much going on right there.
Oh, be careful, man. You are showing the Evo X. People may come visit you. Many people are the Evo X amps. You have a bunch there, it seems.
I have what, 9 or 10 of them. All right, so now I've got a 1204. All right, so let's see. There's a 1204. I'm gonna sit the phone down for 1 second.
This will be good to see. So, Dorian is setting up the amplifiers. Just so you guys know, for example, the 1200.4, we were able to make it 53% smaller than the previous generation. So, it's less than half the size and better sound quality, more efficient, everything better. Not just, smaller, but we've done a lot of upgrades in the product. You guys are going to really enjoy the new version. Let's see if Dorian's almost ready.
Yep, I'm almost ready. All right, so here's a breakdown for you. Let's see.
You go solo now. Yeah, there we go. You can. Yes, that's perfect.
All right. So there's the current Evo 1204. This is going to be the size, and I know everybody doesn't want to see this, but this is going to be the size of the 2400. 800.
Yeah.
804, the standard Evo S. 800. That's the 1204. The new Evo X 1204. 804 and 404. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you kind of an idea. So this is your standard 804, which we're all used to. That's a 1204 sitting on top of an 804. You can see all the way around it. It's literally that much smaller than the standard 804. I wouldn't even know what, good gracious. You can literally almost build a good solid middleweight bike or a heavyweight bike from the fairing. So that's that. Now that's the 1204, and then here's an Evo S. This is the difference in size. Here, let's do it like this so you can actually see. That's the difference in size. That's literally lined up straight. So that is a current Evo, and then this is the Evo X, both 1204s. That's amazing to me. And now this is just something I like to see. Like I said, this is the new 2400 size. It's just a case, guys. I do not have one yet, so don't get all out of control and freaked out.
Don't get mad. This one doesn't work. It's just a case, guys.
Doesn't
Please.
work. No, nothing in there. It's just it was a display. I used it. I snatched it from them at SEMA. It's just, like I said, that's just a case. But that's the size of the 2400 that's coming out. Hopefully in the next week or two. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully.
No, don't say that. Yeah, see.
Everybody in here just freaking out.
Jason is asking. Jason, what's the ETA? So, guys, listen. Let me just chime in really quick. So, as you guys know, the world is crazy right now. With the coronavirus and everything. We have been really working, nonstop. To try to not have any delays. Our team at the factory has done, great things. To be able to deliver, the Evo X products to you as fast as possible. But, everything is delayed right now with the coronavirus situation. But, before the end of the second quarter, we are going to have the 2400.4. Okay, so that means before July. Hopefully, it will be way before that, but we cannot promise anything at the moment. So all I can say is within the next month or two, we're going to have this product. Okay? But I cannot give any dates yet.
I promise.
Yeah. So let's see another one. Our friend here from Access Power. What batteries are powering these bikes? Lithium, AGM? What do you usually use?
Okay, so it's funny that you asked that question, Sean.
I think he has a second intention of asking this, maybe.
Yeah, I think he has a reason for asking this question. So on the standard, on the bikes that we're doing right now, we've been using a lot of lithium stuff, and there's some new stuff that's not necessarily new, but we're in development on and talks with a couple different battery people. Now, I know Excess Power has just released a couple really good under the seat lithiums. I think the 925 is one of them, and the 975 is the other. I think the 975 will fit with some modifications. The 925, there's a Power Sports version and there's a standard version. I don't know the model numbers right off the top of my head. I do know that they'll both work. There's some other batteries out there. Braille makes a good battery for under the seat, and then Limitless has been a staple in the community as well. But we're trying to, battery technology is growing. And I know obviously Excess Power and Limitless, and there's a couple other companies out there. They're really striving to get these under the seat batteries rolling so we can have more power to power these systems that are, above 10,000 watts. I mean, who 2 years ago would have thought there had been 12,800 watts on a motorcycle?
It's pretty crazy, right?
I've got 75 amp hours of lithium on that bike. But again, there's some definite things in the works. I can't talk about them just yet. We're definitely doing some stuff that's going to be able to move this even better. I really like the lithium power. They don't, I've been using lithium now for almost 2 years, a little over 2 years in the bike market. It's a little cumbersome on the size of some of the stuff, but now that I've been, my attention has been brought to some stuff that's going to work well. I've been testing over the last week, and I'm very excited to be able to release some stuff here real soon.
Yeah, so we have another one here. One of our dealers, Pete, is asking. So, guys, we had, as you know, we had a pre-order, for all the Evo X amp. So what we've been doing is we have to go in the order, we have to follow the order of whoever ordered the amplifier first. So we hope to have a nice inventory coming, between 2 to 4 weeks. We're going to have a lot more products coming. So everything is going to be fulfilled, within the following weeks. I'm trying to find a question here from Matt Bennett, the guy that loves the cake pops. Let me see. He asked something about 6.5. Where is it? I cannot find. Let's see. Can you add push terminals? Let's see if we find. Matt Bennett, if you're listening to us, please ask again because I cannot find it right now. Jose is asking where we can see pricing. So, guys, we do not sell directly to the customer. You can go to our website, SounDigitalUSA.com, GroundZeroUSA.com, and you can find our dealers. Please support your local dealers. Go to your local dealers. You will be able to find our product.
Absolutely. There's a dealer just about anywhere you want to go, especially anywhere anybody lives now. There's a whole lot of them out there.
Yes. Let's see who else. What you are doing for sport bikes? We're just speeding, right? No sound.
You know what? There's some people out there building some sport bikes with stuff on them, and the Evo X that would actually bring some stuff to light for you guys in the sport bike market. I don't work on them because I'm in the Harley market, but there is some people out there building systems on sport bikes. I know a guy's been riding up and down the East Coast and halfway across the United States on a ZX14 that beats down. He's got all kinds of stuff going on. But there's some stuff that you can put on there. I know that there's some undertail section speaker pods, and I'm not mistaken, I haven't really kept up on that side of the market, to be honest with you. But if you reach out to me via PM, I'm sure I can find you somebody or give you some information.
Okay, let's see. We have more comments here. Okay. Let's see. What Frank is asking, order should be by height, short to tall. You would be the first, right, Frankie? That's for sure. Hey,
what
Mauricio.
About to loud?
Yeah, do you have anything to say about that, Mauricio?
Jackie, calm down, Jackie. Calm down. Everyone is going to get their orders. Calm down. Yeah, hey, I'll make a joke for him. Get off of your high horse, man. Oh, no.
Right.
Horse, pony.
Well, let's go. Let's mute Mauricio again. Let's see if we have a lot of questions here, but some are missing. How's the Ground Zero? Okay, we already talked about this one. When can I hang out with Dorian Thomas again? Oh, only after Trump kills the virus, right?
Right. What's going on, Matt? How you doing, bud? Man, I'm not that far from you, bud. Jump in your car and ride up here, and let's do some testing.
Hey, Dorian, we had a question here that I can't find, but one of our dealers, Matt, is asking what's the go-to 6.5 speaker for the bikes. He says he has been using a lot of Hertz, Rockford, Audson, and he is new to the power sports side of Ground Zero. He has been using Ground Zero for the car, and now he wants to know a little bit more for the bikes, what he should use.
Well, I mean, the one of the three that I just, depending on what you're wanting, man, there's one for each level. You got a starter, a mid, and a high. I personally have kind of lately, I've been using a lot of the black baskets because of the mounting positions and the way they fit in the bikes. And we're going to be working on, I think that's another thing we're working on, is getting the red basket into a smaller actual basket with a secret sauce to it that makes it a little bit better for the industry. One of the things we've been asking for a long time. But the GZCM 6.5 Neo or the SPL series, they're both good solid speakers for the bikes.
Yep. Yeah. That's what you have in the bike, right? You have the SPL as well, right? On that bike.
The one I just showed, it has all three.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, sorry. What also he asked, when you do a 6-speaker bike, a bike with 6 speakers, what would you use? Just 6 speakers in the bike.
6 speakers in the bike?
Yes. I
do a 6.5, 8, and 2 10s. Unless they have lowers and they want that kind of 6-speaker bike, I do 2 8s in the lids, 4 6.5s up front. So
do the GCK 250 in the bags?
Either that or the 8-inch, just depending on what they want to, it depends on what kind of setup they want, how much money they want to spend. And that's honestly, budget is key. If you've got, I'd do a 6.5 in fairing.
So it can be either the SPL or the Neo, right?
Yeah, either the SPL or Neo, depending on which bike you have. If it's a road glide where the speakers fire up into the air a little bit, I tend to use the Neo because it just goes. It's a teeny bit louder. If you're running a street glide, you can run either one. Or you can run a red basket in all of them too. There's just more modification to the pods if it's a 14 and up. 13 and down, it really doesn't matter. You just have to angle the
the adapters the right way. If you angle them to the outside, it may touch the fairing. In the bags, I would use either a 10-inch or an 8-inch, or if they just want to do speaker lids, then I would suggest the red basket and the speaker lids because they do have a little bit better lower response, a little bit stronger voice coil.
Okay, let's see who else. Fabiano is saying hello.
Hey, Fabiano.
We have our friend Ada. Do you want to say hello to Ada, Mauricio? Mauricio will have something to say, I think.
Hey, brother, how are you doing, man? Long time no see. We need to have some more of those beer stuff we do in Dallas. You know, I miss that. Those nights are cool.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, he sent a message. He's asking Mauricio. Mauricio, he wants to help you, your help to tune some cars, man.
We can do that, no problem.
Okay, let's see. Michael is asking here some question. What will be the new amp after the 2400.4 to be released? Well,
man,
so
let's get the 2400 out first.
Yeah, guys, we have to think. We have to do baby steps sometimes, But basically, we still have to deliver the 400.2, the 1200.2. So all of these products, we still haven't released to the market. So if you go and see our catalog, basically, that's the products missing. And then after that, we have more products in development, but we cannot say too much right now because it's still working on it. So
hey, look, I just want to say something as well, and I know this is with everything that's going on. I just want to wish everybody. I hope everybody's staying safe and doing what they need to be doing to get through this crisis we're going through, this pandemic. And everybody with me and SounDigital and everybody, we just want to wish you the best of the. We're all praying for you guys, man. I don't want to see anybody have any issues through this. I know it's going to be a little tough, especially with a lot of people being out of work and having to work from home. And I'm probably half these people. Look, it's driving me nuts not to be able to do anything. I mean, I have, I'd love to go out and eat dinner or just go hang out with the people. I mean, this community is like family. All of us, the audio community, period, the motorcycle community, whatever. It's all huge, and I just want to make sure everybody's staying safe, and I wish everybody. Look, if anybody needs anything, if anybody's out of work or anybody needs anything, reach out. I'm sure we can find something to help you.
Yeah, stay safe, guys. This is a very serious situation right now.
So I also have something else I'm going to do here real quick. I'm going to give away a 404.
Oh, this was not. We didn't talk about that, right?
That's a surprise. That's a reason. There's a reason for that. Okay. So I want you to email. So here's what I'm going to do, and I know you know this question, and this is going to be the first person to get this right in the comments or in the
comments. In the comments. Okay.
It's a 2-part question.
So just be careful because right now we are live in 4 locations. So it's the first comment that's going to show here on our screen.
Well, we can actually go back and see it. They are time stamped.
Yeah.
Aren't they when they make comments? So
yes, I believe so. But yeah,
what we're going to do, the answer to the question needs to have both dates correct. Okay.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm giving away. I'm going to give away an Evo X 404. And this is for any, like I said, it doesn't matter if you're a dealer, if you're a customer, if you're just watching this to learn something, or if you're on this live, and you want to participate, just all you have to do. And the questions are, what year were SounDigital and Ground Zero? When did they start in business? And then Diogo, I need you to text me the winner after it's said and done.
Okay.
And make sure. And then what I'll do is I'll reach out to them. Like I said, what year were they established? What year was SounDigital and Ground Zero established? So it's a 2-part question. You can't answer it with just one because I could cut the amp in half, but I really don't want to. So, but anyway, and whoever gets that question right, the first person to get it right, they get. And Mauricio, you're not allowed to answer this.
Don't try, Mauricio.
But that I'm giving away a 404 Evo X, and it'll be shipped out as soon as I get the winner and the address comes through. And I just want to say thank y'all for watching this live. I appreciate it. You know, I know we've been droning on now for an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm sure we could probably go on for 3 hours if we wanted to.
Yeah.
You know, apparently I like to hear myself talk. But
let's see if we have let's do just one. Let's do a couple more last
well,
questions.
let's do some questions, but I don't post any of the answers online, like on the as they come up.
Let's see here. So someone asked about crossover points. Let me find it here. Here we go.
Okay.
This one is good.
What do you like to cross over on the 8-inch red baskets? Okay, Lewis. Well, that always depends on the location you're putting the speaker, the amplifier you're running on the speaker, and what the purpose of it is. My go-to normally is a 150 at a 12, and depending on what you have to back it up, what you have below it, there's so many. I mean, that's a loaded question. 150 to 4,000 to 5,000 is about where is kind of somewhere in that area. But again, what do you have behind it? Is that all you're pushing? Is there, you're going to have, are you running 4, 2, 1? Like it really depends on, every system's different. So if it was me and it's a 4-speaker setup, you're running 2 in the front, 2 in the back with a couple horns. I would run it from, I would run them in the back. If you're running them in the bag lids, and this is the easiest way to answer this question. If you run them in the bag lids, you're, I'd run them 150 to 6,000, pick up your horn at 6,000, somewhere in there, 5,500 at a -12 slope.
Let's see. So Joshua is asking, who's the Ground Zero guy? So if you want any question, just email, info@sounddigitalusa.com. Then you can talk to us both about Ground Zero and Sound Digital. So let's see. Nobody here has got the right answer, I think, yet, Dorian.
Okay. Well, I'm sure somebody will get it at some point, but they've got about, I don't know, we'll give them to 25 after to get the answer right. Okay. So we have here. Tommy wants to know a little bit more about the GCM SPL mids, our friend here. Okay. What's going on, Tommy? So my thoughts on them is they're a great intermediate level, or I wouldn't even say intermediate. They're a great inexpensive option to have some really good sounding speakers in your motorcycle side by side, even in a car. They have really crisp, clean vocals. I like them a lot. I've started running them a lot more in the recent month because I'm always looking for something different. Again, I love Ground Zero. They're really they're trying to move forward with the industry, and that's what I like. I think they like is they listen to what we have to say as a group, and not just meaning we as in me, Diogo, and Mauricio, but we as in the motorcycle community or the power sports community. They're listening to try to make products better, so we all have something better. But I do like the speaker a lot. And I'm going to be building, and I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to maybe do in the next couple of weeks, maybe do a tuning tutorial one evening, kind of just like we did here. And I'll probably get you to share my screen so I can do the work and you can just talk about it while I'm doing it, or we can do vice versa, either way, but that's something I want to do in the near future. And that way people, what do you think about that? That works for you? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, guys. So like Dorian said, we are already a little bit over our planned time here. So we just, let me see here. So just to asking the question again, like Dorian said, he's going to give away the amplifier. So he asked, when was Ground Zero, founded, and when was Sound Digital founded? When was the company created? That's what he wants to know. Okay. So anyway, guys, thank you so much, for coming here. We had over I think we had over 200 people, 250 people total here at the same time. So that's pretty nice. Thank you so much, for being here with us, for joining us in this live. We're gonna do a lot more trainings, a lot more lives, in the following weeks. So yeah, thank you so much for coming, and stay safe. I'll let Mauricio talk a little bit now.
to say bye-bye?
For joining us, and just to reinforce what Diogo and Dorian said about the crisis, Diogo and I have been talking to some specialists and been doing some courses here on how to manage the crisis. And one important sentence that one of these guys said that I'm trying to carry on is we have to focus on what we have control over. So we don't have control over the crisis. It happened. It is already there. Now we have to wait for our governments and doctors and scientific researchers to find a way, find a cure, or overcome this. But we can focus on what we have control. Try to rethink your work at the shop. Try to rethink products. Try to organize things that you didn't have time to do, and try to learn something useful now that you have this quarantine time. And stay safe. That's all we can do, guys. Thank you so much.
Now, Dorian.
All right, guys. I just want to say thank you again for joining live. You know, I'm very happy that we have a following that we can actually talk to, and you know, especially in this time. I hope everybody stays safe. I don't know. There's really nothing I can say about this that you haven't already heard. Just do your part. Social distance. I don't want to see anybody's loved ones or anybody I know get hurt from this, or it's just, you know, I've already been touched by it a couple ways, and it kind of sucks. But again, do your part. If anybody needs anything, please feel free to reach out. We're here. And has anybody got? If anybody has any other questions?
No, I think we are good. Let me just give a little bit of help, you know, about the answer to your question, because some people are saying SounDigital was founded in 1968. Guys, hey, listen.
Yours wasn't even born.
Yeah, so Giuliano, our founder, his father was not even thinking about making him yet, you know. So 1968 is not the answer, guys. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming. We keep posting comments here on Facebook, on YouTube, and whoever gets the answer first, Dorian is gonna send the new amplifier. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Stay safe. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. Bye-bye.
Take care, guys. Thank you.